Hi, in this video I will discuss the DSAT exam structure and nature in simplified manner. So DSAT, which is commonly known as Digital SAT exam these days. DSAT exam is 2 hours and 14 minutes long and it has altogether 98 questions. As you can see here to the left of the screen, it is divided in two main sections. First is reading and writing and second is math. The reading and writing section is divided in two modules. Module 1 is consisting 27 questions and you got 32 minutes to answer it. Module 2 is also contains 27 questions and you have 32 minutes to answer it. You'll be scaled between 200 to 800. Your minimum score is 200 in this section and maximum is 800. Now, what are the question types? Question type is only MCQ. In reading and writing section, there is only one question type, which is MCQ. MCQ has various subtypes. First one is MCQ based on vocabulary, MCQ based on word blank, phrase, MCQ based on reading comprehension. It has also subcategories: single passage, pair passages, and underlined sentence based questions on reading comprehension. Then you have MCQ based on data analysis and interpretation. A table or a chart or combination of both is given, and you have to extract the information from this table and chart and answer the question based on that. So these are the question types which will be there in both the sections. Now, what are the topics? The topics that we cover, first is crafts and structure. It has a 28% weightage. Second is information and ideas. It has 26% weightage. Third, standard English language conventions, 26% weightage. And fourth, expression of ideas. It has 22% weightage. So mainly you will have to learn what we teach is grammar, reading comprehension strategies, and reasonings. So all the rules and tactics that you learn, but if you lack in reasoning, then this exam is not for you. Verbal section will appear very tough to you if you lack reasoning. So the core focus along with the conceptual idea on grammar and comprehension is reasoning. Now, let's discuss the mathematics section. But before that, let me mention that you have two modules. So you got 27 questions, 32 minutes each to answer it. Based on that, you have just 70 seconds per question on average for verbal section. So time management is very, very pivotal at this moment. If you want to excel in verbal score, remember this: 70 seconds per question time. Otherwise, you will miss out the questions, you will run out of time, and that will result into a bad verbal score and overall DSAT score at the end. So, in DSAT exam, Math is very simple but tricky, but your overall DSAT score is largely based on how you score in the reading and writing section, verbal section. Now, coming to the math section, it is again divided in two modules. M1 consisting 22 questions to be answered in 35 minutes. Same goes with M2, 22 questions to be answered in 35 minutes. In math, your scale score is 200 to 800. You have only two question types. One is MCQ, a question followed by four answer option. You have to choose the most appropriate one. Second is SPR, student produced response, which is basically numeric entry question. So this question does not have any answer option. Whatever answer you have, you just need to type it into the grid below the question. So there are only two question types, and both the question types will be there in each of these modules. Now, what is the content of math? First is algebra. The weightage is 35%. Algebra is all about linear equation, quadratic equation, polynomial equation, equation with two variable, word problems based on forming linear quadratic equation and getting the answer. The weightage is 35%. Second is advanced math. The weightage is 35%. Advanced math is inclusive of linear function, parabola, exponential function, polynomial function, reflection and translating the function, graphing the function, inequalities, an absolute form of inequality, and graph based on that. So in math, if you're doing geometry, trigonometry, you're very pro in that, 15% weightage only. If you're very keen with stats, sample survey, 15% weightage only. Geometry, which is plane geometry, 3D figures, coordinate geometry, trigonometry, basic trigonometry, and unit circle, just 15% weightage. Your math score is largely depending on these 35%, 70% weightage. And at EC in 2 months syllabus, we will spend most of the time in algebra and advanced math. Definitely I'll cover stats, geometry and everything in detail, but this is the key. We'll make sure that none of our registered students will be weak in these areas. So respectable math score is quite certain with us. Same goes with English. So this is your exam structure, your performance in reading, writing and math will get you a score out of 1600. 1400 plus score is a good score, which will enable you to secure admission in really good universities. Score validity is 5 years, and in 13 days of writing the exam, you will get your official scorecards. Now, what is the nature of the test? First, it is computer delivered test, but it is computer adaptive test. It's basically divided in two modules, reading and writing and math. So your performance in the first module will decide the difficulty level of the second module. So if you do not perform well in the first module of reading and writing, say for example, then the second module will be easier and you will receive a very, very compromised score in the verbal section in that case. Same goes with the math section. So let's take an example of math section. If you have done extremely well in the first section, first module, then the second module will be tougher than the first one, which is an indication that you're moving towards a good score. So that's computer adaptive nature of the test. You can scan, skip within the section, within the module, but you cannot scan and skip the entire module. Number three, guessing is allowed, no negative marking. Number four, you can bring your device with you, laptop, PC, iPad with charger. And you can also bring calculator with you, any form, standard calculator, scientific calculator, graphing calculator. But in math section, your exam software is integrated with Desmos graphing calculator application. So even if you don't bring calculator, most of the things can be done with the Desmos when it comes to algebra and functions. But let me tell you, your Desmos or the calculator is helpful only in the first module, because we guarantee most of the students who enroll with us for DSAT, they will get full marks for the first module. That means there is very rare chances that a student of EC will incorrect a one or two question in the first module. All questions will be correct, and because of that, second module will be really tough. So the question, design of the question, information given in the question will be such that even if the Desmos and the calculator is allowed, these two will become useless at one point of time. So in that case, your concepts, your fundamentals, tricks, and strategies that we teach is the only way in which you can have the perfect score in the mathematics. So this is the nature of the test. Now I'll discuss what we offer. So at EEC, when you enroll, you'll first get the digital material, form of material, which is quite well researched and surveyed, and after that we have made this compilation ready for you. Second is you will get the access of 17 full length DSAT mocks. I'll give you the detailed tour about how these mocks is, and these are AI powered. World's best software company has made this test for us that we provide along with your enrollment. So these are the two things. Your enrollment is consisting 3 months validity. First 2 months is concepts and its application. And if some student is weak in math, then we also provide hand holding to a student who are not from the math background, and we'll make sure that that student will get the respectable score in the math section. When I say respectable score, I mean at least 650. Otherwise, our record is at least 720 is there for each and every student, that this is the gettable score once you finish the entire training with us. So concepts, application in detail, in depth, proper mentorship guidance is provided. And number two is next entire 1 month is will make you exam ready, will make you write this 17 mocks plus 6 mocks which are market based. Not just these tests, one on one doubt clearing is provided. Of these test questions, of the questions that you solve, of the questions that you explore from the various sources, yes, we will solve your doubts. If you have doubt, you can definitely approach us.